Hello and welcome back to the channel, and as you might notice, I have a guest with me here today.
Hi guys!
This is Jimmy, our friend, our first mate Jim, and he's going to be experiencing the newest chapter with us. So a couple things for me, I have not yet even seen 1099, so we're going to just quickly go over that. And then me and Jim both, we have not seen chapter 1100, is it?
1100.
We have not. We don't know anything about it. We've tried to stay as far away from any type of spoilers, but, you know, we're going to jump right into it. So enjoy my blind reaction to 1099 and 1100 both, and Jim's blind reaction to 1100. So, yeah, I guess let's just get to it. So, chapter 1099, Pacifist. There's Odin and a bunch of raccoons? Tanukis? Tight. Super cool. Since this is like the previous, I might put some art on here, like some of the chapter. Maybe I'll do that. Kuma's trying to save his kingdom from this ridiculous King Bakori guy. The guy that I said looked like a fake ass King Cobra. He's causing problems and Kuma is stepped in. So that I think is where we left off in the chapter before. Right? That's where we left off.
Basically, they were about to have like an actual liberation.
So it's just Kuma's fighting King Bakori, trying to save all these old people. Is that 1099? And he's clearly won, it looks like.
In the chapter before, he fought people on the sea, alone on that boat.
That's true.
So he's just like, go on, I'll take you on.
I'd be mad too if I was him. It seems Sorbet has a new king. How odd. And to whom did the crown fall? Is that Foxy?
That's what most people are thinking.
What is Foxy doing talking to the Gorosei? Is that Foxy? What is going on? Do we know who that is?
We don't know. Everybody thinks it's Foxy though.
I can't believe I missed out on the funniest. I should have just read this sooner. Why? What is going on? So nobody even knows who that is yet still?
No.
Foxy. Admiral Foxy? There's no way this is true. So after Kuma saves all these old people, they make him king. It sounds right. I would do it.
Which is funny because Bakori calls him a tyrant. Which is like the illegitimate king, but they love him as a king.
Literally. So it's literally the opposite way around. Kumachi, they're calling. Those old people still can't learn. His name's Kuma.
And if you think back early in the arc, whenever Bonnie talks about her dad, and Jinbei goes, sorry to cut you off, Bonnie, but your dad is known to be a tyrant and known to be all this and that. I wouldn't necessarily trust you, but I've heard that's what he does. And it's like, does it surprise you? Because the world government twists fucking everything.
Yeah, they're awful. They are terrible people. That makes sense, I guess. And he is known as a tyrant. So let's see. By the way, who's the babe you've got running laps? He looks just like Jenny. Huh? Cool. I love whenever One Piece does that huh, because it's like, huh? So Kuma's just standing on business. He's basically like, Bakori is, he gave him the nickname the Tyrant, the evil tyrant, saying, he took the throne by force, which, not untrue, but, but Kuma's basically just standing on business. He's like, I don't care how many troops he has, I'll attack again if I have to.
And he doesn't mind being the face of being the king, but he's not the king. He's like, it's not my responsibility, but if you want me to want to paint me as that, I'll take that.
That's amazing. Just all of them. Kuma just takes out literally everybody. That's awesome. Kuma's such a nice guy. He deserves to just, be basically confirmed to kill a bunch of people. Like, he deserves. You don't get that a lot in One Piece. I'm happy it came from Kuma, is what I'm saying. Hey, wait a second. Yeah. Oh, that's the people that he sent Chopper to. That's the island he sent Chopper to. That's cool. Yeah. Those are those guys. And this is that Mihawk's Island?
I think that's Mihawk's Island.
It's Mihawk's Island. Oh, so this is when he's getting all the, he's visiting the places that he sent the Strides. That's Vegapunk's Island, I think, this frozen place.
I think that's Abdul and Jeet from the Coliseum.
That is those two weirdos. What are they doing there? The Rascals? That's the place he sent Robin. Yep. I don't know where that is. And that's the place he sent Usopp. So he's literally visiting like all of the places that he sent the Straw Hats. That's incredible. By the way, Kuma, wait a minute. Is this just the one sentence that we get about? Apparently, Eva got captured. I don't know. Like, is that all? Is that all we get? What are you? Eva and Inazuma, I guess they got caught and they're sent to prison. I don't know. So anyway, Kuma, what's going on with you? Is that really? Is that it? Is that all that?
What did they do? Well, how you doing?
He didn't even ask. Kuma's like, damn, that's crazy, and he just keeps drinking.
He just says people change.
People change.
That's all he
People change.
says.
Hey, people change. This is crazy. This is so crazy. Dragon's literally like, oh, by the way, Eva and Inazuma, I don't know, apparently they got captured. I don't know. Let's go. And Kuma's just like, people change. What is that? That's awesome. Dragon's cool. Yeah. So he's got to win like devil fruit. I wonder. It's got to, right? That's what that's got to mean.
That's what I'm inferring, but I could be a fucking idiot.
Watch Oda do something that'll make us all feel stupid. What's really crazy though is he was just like, yeah, I don't know. Our friends are in prison.
Yep.
What are you gonna do?
Impel down.
And then Kuma's like,
Oh well.
that is so funny, so funny, so ridiculous. Okay, let's see. Hey, yeah, wow, Bonnie, you're a mate. What the fuck? She's just beating up fully grown men? Why is this toddler fighting grown men and winning? Her shirt says live to eat. I get why people thought that Bonnie and Luffy are related, which, I mean, yeah. Where are we going? I'm taking you for a checkup. So now we're in Egghead Island. Okay.
Science Division Lab 8.
Holy cow! What a huge head. Kind of creepy.
Literally. What is Oda like? Vegapunk's design is actually the craziest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Wait a minute. So the pacifistas were created under the pretense that they would be doing good and not controlled by the world government.
What does that sound like?
Oh, sounds like One Piece. Sounds like One Piece to me, honestly. Life, yeah. If it would cure Bonnie, Kuma would make a deal with the devil himself. Please just save her. You're quite the saint. What a man. Man. This is, well, I guess not surprising, because that would be probably the only reason Kuma would, not the only reason he said he would do anything for Bonnie, but, you know, Kuma didn't know they were going to be turned into mindless killing machines. He did this all because, like, you know, he thought they were going to be fighting evil pirates like Blackbeard. I'd send an army of robot Kumas after Blackbeard. Yeah, no hesitation. So I get it. He did what he had to do.
And then also for the world government, what does that give them? More Buccaneers.
Those well, that's 1099. Now we're about to get into the real chapter 1100. So
I have a question before we get into this.
Okay.
Do you remember the last 100? Like I remember coming in around chapter 800, and that was around Dressrosa.
I came in at chapter like 923 when we were in Onigashima.
So you
or
were
something.
around for 1,000.
I was around for 1,000.
Oh,
I was around for 1,000. And it was tight. So I'm happy to now be at least more than I feel like it. Yeah, more than 100 chapters in. But as far as chapters like reading One Piece, like
Being part of the community.
being part of the
Each
community.
week. Oh man, it's
Yeah.
been nuts.
It has been nuts. So without a doubt, yeah, let's get into it. One Piece chapter 1100. Woo! So up until this point, so we come back. We're at the future location of Egghead. We got gangster Adam Sandler here, and he's there with Drake. It looks like the guy who just released For All the Dogs. Marvin's Room. Drake is there too. So they're there. And apparently Kizaru's there looking into the stuff that Vegapunk's been doing because, you know, he's been working with Kuma, this man that's known as a tyrant, and making that guy the face of your clone army for the government. People are going to have, that's a good point. That
Especially when you have one celestial dragon that fucking hates him.
Yeah, that already, exactly. Knows him by name and face and already hates him. Wow, his head is huge for no reason at all.
Oh.
Okay. So they forced him to become one of the 7 warlords of the sea. Okay, so more of these pieces are starting to connect. Okay.
Ace?
A rookie named Ace? What did...
Ace took out a warlord?
I feel like this is something that we probably already knew, though. Like, but who did Ace...
What warlord did Ace take out?
Kuma was a warlord before Marineford, so
Yes.
they can't be talking about that incident. So
It must have been before Luffy became a pirate. Ace must
had
have
to
done
be,
something.
had to be. I wonder, do you know if they ever said anything? Do you guys know if they ever said anything like that? Or are we just forgetting?
This is the first I've heard of.
That's what I'm saying. I've never heard of that. They're the one, obviously, they're the ones who want him to become a human weapon for the Navy. So they're like, hey, if you want to do this, you want to cure your daughter, that's fine. You got to become a weapon. Vegapunk is just sitting there just like,
What? Like, he's already formidable.
sorry.
He already could take on pirates. Like, it's not an issue. He could take on Marines.
Literally.
See my point, but that's not all. You aren't like the other pirates, Kuma. You're well aware of your history with the Revolutionary Army. And if you accept our offer, we will take precautions to ensure you never turn on our power against the world government again. Which brings us to our third and final condition. You must give up your free will and sense of individuality.
So they're the ones who, why is that a condition? Do they explain, or does he just say you have to get a lobotomy? And Vegapunk, that would be tantamount to killing him. Vegapunk heats up. All right, so Vegapunk is looking like he was already a cool guy, but Saint Saturn has now just given the ultimatum, like, hey, you want to cure Bonnie? That's okay, we can do that for you. You can continue the research, but you know, there's some conditions. And the third one is that he just has to get a lobotomy. Yeah, Vegapunk is popping off. I'm liking Vegapunk a lot more. He's like, this is just because none of the other warlords would do this because it's ridiculous, right?
You would have one under your control.
The warlord system is dumb anyway. Like, do you think Doflamingo was doing anything they asked him to do? No, and even if he was running an entire criminal organization under it. It does not matter, okay?
Moria? Taking ships in the fucking Florian Triangle and just taking souls?
Literally, just every ship that just runs it is like, oh, that's mine, and they're just turning. The warlord system was dumb anyway. I really don't. Let's see. If you snuff out all the humanity left in a cyborg, you'll have nothing but a robot. Do you really expect me to murder a man? You forget yourself. You're a military scientist, and you have no right to talk back. Wow. 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 Let's see. These conditions must be met if this criminal wishes to save his daughter. Wow. So from the jump, they knew it's like, we know you're just trying to save your daughter. You know, you're going to have to get that lobotomy, bro.
And you know what's kind of also messed up?
He's probably the one that did it to Bonnie and Ginny.
I hope not. I truly hope not. Like I said in that chapter, I hope that we never find out who that guy is. After hearing all of that, Kuma is just like, you know, I'm just so grateful. I'll happily accept any fate so long as Bonnie is cured, and he's crying, and it's just like, Kuma, man. Even gangster Adam Sandler is like, wow, that's kind of sad. Even the snail, the Dindin Mushi, the snail is like,
Shit.
It's tough, man. Kuma's like, I have no intention of running. I'm freely like saying you can turn me into a robot person. Just cure my daughter. Like, what more do you want from me?
I'm talking to you inside a military science base.
Literally, you've got the entire place surrounded. What more could you possibly want from me?
I'm being cooperative.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait a minute. What are the lines that he said? Tame the seas.
Tame the seas.
So
yeah.
did they send him after Straw Hat? In the pre-time skip? To Moria. Mm-hmm. Did they send him to tame him?
I feel like they would have had... Yeah, well, why... No, whoa, maybe.
Because after the whole thing of going to Ennie's lobby and everything, and be like, all right, we can't have this kid running around. All right, Kuma.
They definitely called him while he was there and was like, you got to get him out of here. Well, if his modifications were already underway, then how much of his consciousness was gone at Thriller Bark? At Sabouti?
Yeah.
At Return to Sabouti, when he waited for Frankie to get back and take care of the ship. How much of Kuma has been Kuma this entire time? But of course, the biggest takeaway from that is Saint Saturn going, if you deviate from this planet at all, we will ensure she spends the rest of her life as a slave, which is what happened to Ginny. And of course, Kuma's like, I won't try to see her, I swear. I only have one request. Don't tell Bonnie the truth. So everybody here has a personal connection to both Kuma and Bonnie, Sentomaru, Kizaru, Vegapunk. And Vegapunk fought hard for Kuma. Like, he meant what he said when he was like, listen, there's, like, I didn't want to do this, but please don't look at your dad's memories. Like, and it makes sense that Bonnie would be angry with Vegapunk. She didn't know any of this, but everything is lining up horrifyingly perfect.
Yeah, the fact that he would just, like, be okay with it and be like, but he did it for you. Like, he did it because you wanted to be okay. Like, he wanted you to be okay.
Right, man. Okay.
I was thinking of his things.
Listen,
yeah.
I get it, but like, dude, if you're getting to the point where you're working so hard, you can't even take a poop, dude. Just stop working. Just take a break, Vegapunk. You don't need. The answer isn't creating satellites so that they can sleep and eat for you. It's taking a 5-minute break to poop and eat. That's what that means.
I like that he's writing so much that his paper's on fire. You see that?
Oda writing every chapter. That's Oda writing every chapter of One Piece. Yeah, it's literally fire. Oda saw that meme. He knows it. And so,
Man, dude.
they show us Kuma basically being, I guess, cyborgized or lobotomized, and also Jinny getting better. Juxtaposing those panels is just, it's incredible. It's very effective. Like, you really understand.
I'm super perplexed because I want her to get better, but fuck, I don't want that to happen.
And he was just a regular person before all this. So all of the robot parts, they're robots. That's
Took away his humanity.
literally.
Sleeping on each other.
Oh man. For this, it's gonna go hard.
Eat pizza. That's where she gets it from.
That is what? Heck yeah. Kizaru's eating the pizza too.
What?
Kizaru, Adam Sandler.
He is
Bro.
a New Yorker.
He's clearly. Is Adam Sandler dancing with them too? Adam Sandler, you have got to do something at Egghead. This is ridiculous. Adam Sandler is no. I can't. You can't do this.
He did. He got punched through his head.
Sideways.
Alpha?
Wait a minute. That's the soap girl. That's the soap girl. Why are they dude? Cypher Pole. They got their fingers in every pie. I know the soap. That's the soap girl.
Khalifa.
You know what? It's fine. It's fine because Rob Lucci will die a coward's death.
Leave it to the world government to do something like that. Like,
Literally.
yeah, you went through it and he kept up his side of the bargain, but they're not going to keep their end of the bargain.
Go Robin in the cowboy hat. We missed you. What do you think? I couldn't care less. Have you taken care of those idiots who spotted our rain-making ship yet? Wait, this was literally in Alabasta. This is literally in Alabasta. Crocodile was probably talking about Luffy. Like, literally, like, I don't care. Okay, Kuma's a warlord. That's cool and everything. Have you dealt with the crackhead that's outside of my nation causing problems for absolutely no reason? Yeah, this is like, well, okay, so this is the beginning of the series then. Like,
Right before he went out to sea.
Right before Luffy went out to sea. Oh god, this guy. And Ghost Girl. They say he's a paw-palmed man. That doesn't exactly sound frightening, does it? I bet the next time, so he must have met Kuma when he came to the island and told him, hey, don't fight that crackhead. Don't fight him. There's no need to fight him. Just don't fight him. And he was like, hey, I'm gonna fight him. And then Kuma watched the whole thing like, I told you not to do it. Don't the warlords answer directly to the government? Kuma-san would never work for them. The revolutionaries all don't.
Yeah, they're kind of left out of the loop right now.
So that was the last sequences of this chapter is just like connecting the dots from the very beginning of the series. Like you see Kobe on Alvida's ship, you see Doflamingo, Mihawk, Ace, Whitebeard, Boa Hancock, and Jinbei all reacting to Kuma being a warlord. You see Moria, you see the Revolutionary Armies all surprised that Kuma would do something like that because he's now he works directly for the world government. Most heartbreakingly, it closes off with Kuma writing a letter to Bonnie, and he's like, I'm still at sea as I write this. I've become quite well known, and it's getting harder and harder to sail in peace, but I'm doing okay. I'm doing my best to find interesting travel destinations for you when you turn 10, and it'll be a long journey to deliver this. Please take care. And he closes out, I hope everyone back home is doing as well as I am. So Kuma's like doing all of these things, slowly being lobotomized or turned into a cyborg, and
Almost
he's
like becoming PR. Like the whole thing is just like, I'm doing okay. It's almost very robotic.
yeah, it literally, but still trying to make sure that Bonnie like knows that he's okay, so that she's not sad, and making sure that everybody else is okay. And you know, and it's just, it really recontextualizes everything in One Piece with Kuma, actually, and the places that he set the Straw Hats, and just the question that he asked, like, if you were to go on vacation, where would you go? That
Yeah.
question that he asked everybody in Thriller Bark or on Sabaody, it just got so much more layers of meaning. And the final panel is of Luffy, and he's running from a tiger. I can't tell. This is after he has a scar. I can't tell if he's just a little kid or if he's set sail yet. I really
he's
can't
16 or if he's like just about, if he's 15 or so. Man, dude, this chapter was fantastic.
Yeah, we got a lot of information. It looks like we're gonna go into the final chapter. Maybe not the final, but could be the final chapter of Kuma's flashback, where we connect the dots about him, maybe learn more about Luffy before he meets up with him on Thriller Bark. Maybe we'll get some context for Kuma on Thriller Bark. That might be it, or Sabaody or something like that. There's just not that much Kuma flashback to go. We're literally almost completely caught up with the main story, and
we pretty much have like all the details that we needed. Like the only thing that we don't have, obviously, is a lot of God Valley, but that's for later on.
Yeah, that's for later on. Kizaru, you got to do something, bro. I'm sick. I refuse to believe that you're not a double agent. I refuse to believe that you're not gonna pull a fast one on Egghead. You were dancing with him, Adam Sandler. You were doing. We saw you. You were having fun, Adam.
We saw you hanging out with Dylan and Cole Sprouse.
Look, I get it. Yeah, we saw you. We saw you. You were doing it. I get it. You know, I saw Click. You know, you were out of your way in that movie. It took you a long time to come back. But this isn't Click, Adam Sandler. You love the people in your life. You love your family. And Vegapunk and Kuma and Bonnie, like they're your family. Sentomaru, that's your family now, Adam Sandler, okay? You gotta remember the things that are important, all right? I don't want to see Click happen in manga. Click was a very sad movie, very hard to get over, and luckily it had a happy ending. I want to believe that this story also has a happy ending, and this Adam Sandler understands the meaning of friendship, and he acts on it, and, you know, I don't know. That's my main takeaway. I don't really get engaged with the gender piece, but that's what I need to happen. Oh, and there's not a break next week, thank the heavens. But I do hope Oda is still getting rest. But this chapter looked amazing. It definitely was.
Really good.
It was amazing. Completely. I really think, you know, sometimes you get caught up. I think that's it. This chapter was phenomenally
Dense.
written. It was dense with so much information and so many amazing pictures. So I'm excited. I'm really excited. But yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in for the very first video that me and Jem would definitely not. Oh, that actually reminds me. It won't be the last, obviously, but coming up soon we have another video with not just me and Jim, but the rest of the people on our crew. It's going to be a very amazing video, very funny.
It's going to be a mini series too, because we filmed part of it, and there's going to be more parts to figure out who's going to be what on the crew.
Yeah.
It'll be like almost kind of like an almost game show in a way.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Davy Back fight if like everyone was like just stupid. So stupid, except for Jim. Jim is like really helpful and like awesome and kind in the video, and everybody else is just a raving lunatic trying to figure out how to cheat and subvert expectations and just act out in front of the camera. And I'm like, just win the game. It's hilarious, and it's just like Jim said, the first part of what we're gonna make into a series. So I hope you tune in for that. I hope you meet the rest of my very, very stupid crew. And I hope you get to know them, and then because I just want to make fun of them. I really want everybody to get to know the people in my life, my crew, and this is going to be the first video. So once we get to 100,000 subscribers, that is going to be what we do. So I just want to...
We're not far too. You're like 95,700 right now.
Yeah, tight. Wow. Yeah, we're close. Stay tuned for that. You get to meet the rest of the Moogie Goof crew. This was an amazing chapter. Definitely let me know what you guys think in the comments, and let us know if we missed something. You know, just get to talking. You know what I'm saying? This was a great chapter. I really can't wait for next week. I truly cannot wait for next week. Come on, Adam Sandler. All right, come on. We all saw Click. That's all. That's how I'm closing the video. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for being interested, and I can't wait to see you in the next one.
Bye, guys.